He has said we are named and styled the Liberia Political Centrism movement. We are a movement based of professionals from different political persuasions. The majority of us happen to come from the CDC, but there are others here who share no political orientation, other from different aspects. But one of the things that we share in common is that we think our politics should be done in a way that is mature, that moves the country forward, that puts the country first. And that's why we've come together, and that's why we've been working together. And in that respect, we believe that we have a responsibility as a group of young professionals to support the good things that you are doing for our country, void of where we are politically in terms of our orientation. With your approval, I would like to kindly introduce members of the team, and then I'll rest some of them will have a few things to say, and of course, for you to interact with them as well, Mr. President. So seated just next to me is Madam Margaret Blankson, who happens to be our Chair on Communications. Next to her, with your approval, may I kindly stand, sir? Next to her is Mr. George Delano Bryant, who is our Chair on Mobilization. Next to him is Madam Nancy Arnold Dixon, who's our Deputy Chair on Finance and Fundraising. Just raise your hand when we call it so we see. And then there is Dr. William Colley, who teaches at the Agricultural College at the University of Liberia, who's our Head of Secretariat. Next to him is Madam Bindu Roberts, Head of Women and Gender. Next to her is Mr. S. Aaron Wiawia, who is our Deputy Chair on Governance. To him is Madam Limo Bima, who is our Deputy Chair on Programs. Next to her, Mr. Heston Jackson, who heads Media. And next to him is Madam Kema, she warned me this morning, Lima Stegley, who is our Chair of Strategic Planning, and our Deputy Head of Secretariat, Mr. Daniel Thomas. Next to him, Madam Linda Flomo, who is Deputy for Programs. Next to her is Mr. Gabriel Yanti, who is our Senior Advisor. To him is Mr. Pee-wee Morba, Executive Associate. Mr. Darius Davis is our Director of Youth, has our Youth Bureau. And that is the shape of the team, Your Excellency. So once again, like I said, we are exceedingly happy that you could carve out time to meet with us. We have been together now for almost close to a year. We formally launched a few weeks ago. And in the coming year, powered solely by our own personal resources, we have been preaching this message of how do we move the country forward and support the good things that you and the government are doing for our people. So at this point, I will rest, and then maybe there may be others who will have a few things to say, and then we'll defer to you, sir. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Good morning, Mr. President. It is an honor to be here. I join the two gentlemen in wishing you a happy pre-birthday and long, long life. We are a group of professionals, as he said, who are from different backgrounds and counties. Most of the time we think things are only within the city, but then we invite everyone, and this movement comprises of all people from different counties and backgrounds, trying to see how we can look at politics in a better way. Few weeks ago, we were in the studio and the talk show host asked that our politics now is so toxic, and it is the truth that this movement sees it, that we see politics from another point of view, where we look at balance, where we look at, or unity, where we can hold the government accountable in a better way, where we can see that the government is doing good and say that the government is doing good. And I look at how we're in a political season and my party did not win. We need to pass that. We need to push the agenda of the country. because this country is a common denominator, okay? So this movement is trying to say, hey, let's not go back and forth, social media bringing things down, bringing people down. Let's be patriotic. So that is how this movement has been birthed, and we're happy to be here. Thank you.
Other female, please.
Excuse me.
Good morning, Mr. President. I'm honored to be your president, and I want to congratulate you on your award won. And also, I want to wish you a very happy birthday, and I'm happy to be part of the movement where we put country first, and we put our politics beyond, our country first before beyond politics line. Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I'm glad to be in your presence this morning, and joining previous speaker, I would like to wish you a happy birthday in advance, and I wish you good health as you steer the affairs of our country. Mr. President, sitting in here as the Director of Gender on the Political Centrism movement, I would like to thank you for mainstreaming gender in your governance process. We see that at the Political Centrism movement, what we look forward to is inclusivity in government, and we see that you are displayed that by the number of females you have in your cabinet and the people around you. We also wish that those that you've placed in positions of trust will deliver the mandate, as we also give our own support in ways we can highlight what you do positively for our country, void of political differences and just affiliations. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, happy pre-birthday, and I want to thank you so far for the work you have done. Thank you so much.
All right, so ladies. Oh, so the ladies present.
But the women go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. President. My name is Kima, and I want to say happy pre-birthday, and thank you for all of the good work
You got a tag lady.
that you are
Your tag lady daughter?
Tegri, yeah. Okay, I am a public health technician. I have worked with the community a lot, and some of the things that we hear from the community is so devastating concerning politics. For that reason, a lot of people at the community level do not want to listen to radio, because every radio you tune to, the topics are very toxic, and the radio is a major source of communication. People should be able to listen to the radio, to be educated on things that are happening in the country and things about their own life, how they can develop their life in different ways. But now the radio stations are used to preach divisive politics. This is where we have come to bridge the gap as the centrism movement. We want to be that organization of inclusion, so that all of the parties can see a place to be where all of us can see Liberia as a denominator. Because I don't want to see myself, I don't dream about living in other country. Liberia is my country. I want to live here and enjoy my country. I want my children coming after me to also live in Liberia and enjoy Liberia. So all of us need to now, whatever government is in place, I think it is our sole responsibility as citizens to support that government. If the government does well, we need to point out that the government is doing well. If the government is not doing well, we need to also inform the government that you are not doing well, but bring out solutions on how the government can do well, not just to be on radio and preaching divisive politics. So we want to be patriotic citizens, nationalistic citizens. We want to use this movement in a way that will even go down to the high schools, to the colleges, and then disengage the minds of the youth, because it is the youth who are mostly involved in divisive politics, because they are being used but they will aid us. I will stop here and give my colleagues the opportunity.
Good morning, Mr. President. As I was introduced, I'm Heston Jackson, a communications professional. I'd like to stand with other centrists to kindly invite you to the centrism movement to have a membership with us. It is our hope that we can work to better Liberia. Recently, we were opportunity to visit Ivory Coast, and we've seen how Ivorians leave politics to the politicians, and the ordinary Ivorian takes his or her every day to think about bettering their lives. And I think as Liberians, we need that more than ever before. And I will stop here to say that with your invite to the centrism movement, we all can work, not just as a government, but involving the opposition and every other Liberian to help better Liberia. Thank you, Mr. President.
Good morning, Mr. President. This is, for me, a very important time in my life, especially in my political highlights. Being before you this morning, before I go further, permit me to say happy birthday to you. Just like my colleague said, President Macron of France is a centrist. The German Chancellor Merkel is a centrist. Senator Marching from New York is a centrist. And Mr. President, we have witnessed with clarity the level of impact the RS agenda is currently making, with impartiality to what Liberians foresee. We stand before you this morning to say thank you. It would have been possible for us to be here if your leadership didn't permit us to be here. I have worked in the past administration, I'll say this on record, I've never had this opportunity. So if I can have this today, we pledge to you as a movement our undying support to ensure that this administration succeeds. We do not want a Liberia where our children will aspire on the basis of politics. We want a Liberia where our children will have the opportunity to grow like every other child, get the opportunity to develop and become better citizens of Liberia. We want a country where we travel outside and we no longer wowing at developments. But we are more conscious of the fact that our nation deserves us the most. And you have made that possible. Without much to say, Mr. President, it is only our prayer that you continue to lead us in that way, that Liberia becomes a better country. I remember President Trump saying in one of his administration's speeches, he said that a time will come in Liberia when the extractive industry will not be focused on, but the agricultural sector will be open. You have begun to make that possible. This is a prophecy coming to pass. As you lead, may you continue to encourage all our partners and parties to join you in making Liberia great again. Thank you very much, sir. My name is Daniel Lutz Thomas. I am the Deputy Head of Secretariat for the Political Centrism Movement of Liberia, sir.
Good morning, Mr. President. Let me say congratulations to you for winning the award. It's impressive that Liberia is back in doing business on the international scene. My name is Yanti J. Yanti. I know Kanye introduced me as Gabriel. I'm no more Gabriel. I'm Yanti J. Yanti. Mr. President, I've worked outside Liberia for a couple of years. Recently, I left my contract ended in Ghana, where I work as an expert. I work with the French Development Agency. We want to say to you, Mr. President, that one impressive things I think your government is doing, because I'm from the finance background, so I've looked into your budget, the draft budget, and I'm very impressed with the private sector investment component. I think it's very, very good. I see the budget to be a pro-development and pro-growth budget. I think we should continue on that path, Mr. President, because as you may be aware, aid currently is going down globally. there's a huge cost when it comes to aid. So when we incentivize the private sector, when you incentivize the private sector, you create opportunity for many of us who are coming from the NGO background, because there will not be NGO in a few years to come. So the fact that you are investing in the private sector, we want to see companies coming, we want to see the FDIs increase in the private sector, so that Liberians, like myself, who now want to be on the internet all of the time looking for projects that have timeline. We want to come back home, we want to work here, and the fact that the government is on this positive footing, we think you are doing great, and you should continue on that path. Thank you, Mr. President.
Good morning, Mr. President. I begin by saying congratulations on your award and happy 3rd birthday. My name is Darrison Davis. I sit here today as a youth advisor to the Liberia Political Centrism movement. And interestingly, like you said, we are all from diverse background. I have never aligned with any political party before. So this opportunity has presented itself so that regardless of our political affiliations, regardless of our neutrality, we should work collectively to be able to make Liberia a better place. And centrism movement have created an opportunity for that. We aspire to have a Liberia where it is not polarized as it has been over the period of time, but opportunity that we can all contribute, make meaningful solutions to our country. We understand that all not going to be roses, but when we are channeling our grievances, it should be in a more constructive, in a more refined manner where we provide tangible solutions and recommendations that will be able to transition Liberia into the way we see it. So this is the movement that aspires to have a Liberia in a more refined manner, make our politics into a form where it becomes conducive for everyone that are aspiring to be into politics and national governance. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And interestingly, this is my very first time even coming closer to a president. Thank you so much.
Mr. President?
Good morning, Mr. President. Let me join others and say congratulations and happy pre-birthday. My name is S. Aaron Weah III. It's a privilege to be here. I've spent all my life working in the private sector. I've never worked in government. Unfortunately, like my colleague here, after the USAID shutdown, we decided to look somewhere else. Why am I saying that? Before now, you realize that individuals like us wouldn't have time for politics, wouldn't care about what politicians are doing. But I think it's time now that we focus on our country, and we see your leadership is doing just that. In nature, to the extent where you realize that friends are becoming enemies, and we're saying no to that, right? For far too long, we've been going against each other for what? If it is not unity. Before now, I'm not sure that was going to be possible. So we just want to join others and say thank you for your leadership, thank you for your maturity, and thank you for leading our country in the prosperity. The Liberia Political Centrism movement is here, and it welcomes everybody. I'm grateful that our colleague have extended this invitation for you to join us. We want to ensure that with God's help, we will help you succeed. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Let me say good morning again, and I'm sorry for you waiting on me. The moment you get out of bed, you need to be in your living room. You go meeting or 4 or 5 before you go to the office. You know, this is our country, we know it. We came prepared for this. I want to say it again, a big thank you to know all of you and to be here and to recognize our officials here. Some working in the public sector, public corporation like Mo and Kezali and the ambassador and all of you here. You know, I'm happy for this, what is beginning to happen in our country. I have always said, and I continue to say, I didn't come for presidency. Maybe just like you, it's a feeling of a country that God has blessed, but no future for the young people because of all the crises we've had here. Most people do not understand how much marginalized this country is in terms of opportunities. Time like this, people are like, young lady, that you have your own little car, you're driving, you know. But that you've been robbed of that for years. From the day the coup took place, the war took place, it left so many people behind. Most people don't. And sometimes you hear people say, oh, the people can beg, the people can do. You got to put yourself in the people's shoes. You got to put yourself in the people's shoes. For me, I have lived, worked Liberia. I mean, you read my story, I didn't come on show. Yeah. But I keep evidence of what I do. This was 2015, I made this Christmas card. And to show you what my concern in life is, I write it down. The card says, yeah, and you read it. Liberia, at that time, we were 168 years old. Liberia is 168 years old. Less ourselves. Are we where we should be? Are we satisfied where we are from now? Think Liberia, love Liberia, build. I penned it because that's what I believe. Because we cannot be this old and so backward. A country without roads, by now 179 years, drinking water still a problem, education. This was the country that people came to. If they were to deport people from the U.S. And say to send them to their respective countries, most of the people that will come back will not be from Liberia, but they use Liberian passport. True. So we've been so kind to people except for ourselves. And that's why it is. I hear the names here. Some on the radio, the name Aaron, we are aware by the time I saw the fact. I've heard his name way back, that thing, we are aware he was. And then Tagley, if the same Tagley and myself were the best of friends in Bonyama, in Lofa, and Tagley's father was town inspector way back then. Dustin and myself from Bolaung, and I didn't go to Bolaung. But these are very, very familiar names. As for Bala, that one of the, in the old government, the most respected, he was a friend of mine. He was not afraid to tell you the truth. That's one thing I knew about Bala. When Doe was running to be president, he wanted to be president. Barbara came to me and said, don't want you to be a vice president. I said, Barbara, remember when I ran LPMC on the pier for the rice? You people want to check behind me whether I received money from Amadi Dian. He said, but I know you, you're straight like an arrow, that's why we came to you. He was a man who couldn't buy it done with all of what the Doe government was. He would tell them the truth. And I respected him for that. So some of these names, fathers and maybe some relatives we've known. But you look in a country where we have the most brilliant young people, but what are the opportunities? Sure. But you know what bothers me much in life is the decision you make. For me, if I don't like something, I keep quiet. I mean, I'd rather if the power is overwhelming. But you know, you put yourself on record for the wrong reason. I'm interested in a lot of things, mostly things that teach people. What you're doing there when you talk, I'm not here to criticize what people say, if that's what you believe in. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether you love your country, whether you care, or you care about the politics or relationship more than your country. A few days ago, I was reading something written by Solinke. He said, and I read it here, I went to a youth program. He said the only people who fight and support people, it's only young people support people who rob them of their future. And that's very true. You support people, the same people, maybe because you think you like them or so. Liking is one thing. If the person in Africa, when the election takes place, and I always telling them, they say, well, the election was peaceful, they didn't kill each other. But did they produce development? Did that result produce development? We don't care. We say we're peaceful. That's how they look at us. But to spend 6 years without your lives in touch, you say we're peaceful, yeah, we're peaceful. But was it productive? So let's look at ourselves. You can say all you want to say. But one thing I do believe in, tell the truth. It will serve you too. It serves everybody. We are here to run a government that will bring about development, that will take the lives of your people here, that will give you opportunities. Like we have some of the best brains here. Some of you have gone to school. You got one degree, you got to get another one just because you can't find a job. You're waiting for a job. But then some of the jobs also are not forthcoming because everybody who works in government believes that they're there to make money. They want to build 10 houses, they want to do this. You build 10 houses, you put all the money, but no hospitals, no roads. Does it please you? Where do you go with that? You live in an environment where young, brilliant people like you say close down. The world is at a point where everybody is looking inward now. True. People are thinking about where their country is going. But we don't care who they were on the radio. I don't mind. I always say, don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. You can do your talking, but we're here to open opportunities for you people around. Not for me. I went through mine and I mean, I'm not looking for a job, I'm not looking for anything, but I have an obligation to make sure. When people stand online to vote for you, they're not telling you we're voting for you so you can get rich. We're voting for you so that we can better our lives. That's a commitment. That's what you make. And that's what I know. And that's what I want this country to be. You heard about, and I thank you for recognizing that, but I mean, and other information about some of the award. It is not about accolade, it's about the reality on the ground. We are here, not for ourselves, to serve you so that you can have a better future. To live. In my speech the other day, I said years ago, people came to Africa and took Africans. Today, people are not here to take Africans. In fact, they want to send you back. They are here to take Africa. That means your resources, your everything. And that's what we're not going to do. We inherited, but we have to build a country where the skills here, the benefit of this country will be in the hands of people sitting, some of you sitting around here. That's the opportunity we want to create. That's why even Dubai, we went, I think we were with me, Catholic, where TransGuard, they're asking us now for the young people, Liberians in Dubai, to give them jobs. We should send them. That's our job, to create opportunities for younger generation. And that's what we believe in. So sometimes people go on the radio on the other side. But what you also don't know is that when you say negative thing about your country, you might be saying about me, and especially negative things that are not true. But you're telling the people, you're telling the people our country is not good for you to come in. I'm not saying go ahead. I believe in what you call, I like for people to, I like to go deep down for people to understand the way I think, where I come from, what I believe in. Because people say things, it's not what bothers me, it's what they say, whether it's true or they just want to be destructive. It's about justice, saying the right thing because, and criticizing in the right way, not simply because you don't like Joe Boakai. I want for you to listen to some of this.
You there, second desk, blue jacket. What is your name?
My name's Alexis.
Alexis, please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
I don't understand.
I am not going to ask a second time. Thank you. Why are there laws? What are laws for? Anyone? Social order?
To protect the person's personal rights. So that you can't rely on the government?
Justice? Thank you. Tell me, was I unfair to your classmate just now? Indeed I was. So, why is injustice? You see, what you have just learnt, you wouldn't have understood in 1,000 hours of lectures unless you lived it. You didn't say anything because you weren't affected yourself. And this attitude speaks against you and against life. You think it doesn't concern you, so it's none of your business. Well, I'm here to say, if you don't help bring about justice, then one day you too may experience injustice, and there will be nobody there to stand before you. Truth and justice is through us all, and we must fight for it. Because in life,
I'm going to start there, but you got the message.
Absolutely.
You got the message. So it wasn't for presidency. The Bible I read says, he who knows the truth, he who knows to do good and do it not, to him is sin. If we all sit on the other country wrong down, it's not fair. And that's why we are here. We want to tell people that this country can be run well, that opportunities can be Otherwise, everything here will be gone. And where will you be? It's not about me. So when they hear people talking because they're supporting certain people, I don't mind. It's your right. But if that right doesn't protect you, you'll feel it. You know? But do I sit down to say, if it doesn't protect you, maybe you don't know it, then can you be in a country 179 years? You can't. We look at the leadership of this country. Where did Tubman come from? The Saudis. Though the Saudis. Soya the Saudis. Yudabrand the Saudis. 50% all women. But they still go through Ivory Coast to go to the Southeast. Why? Then we have all the money. People collect money here. You take them, everybody want to fight you. Is that like it affect you? We have lived through it, but it affect you. But are we going to sit down because you are against it? If you don't know it, we know it. We have to provide you the future, the opportunities. The skills you have had to be used for Liberia. That's why it takes. And so it's not because they please us, but because they are in the way that will help the country to develop. There are many things that you might be talking about that you don't know. This is why we also put priority on the radio and TV station. Let the people get to know their country, give them the opportunity to speak, and give them the opportunity to contribute. We are being blessed as a country to have the best of young people. I have been to places, I have interacted, but we are blessed. But that's not all. The good of the country, where does it go? Is it just going to go into the hands of few people and we clap for them? It's your mistake and we want to correct it. There are a lot of things that are on the way to come to this country. But I like the fact that even some of the leaders know that the social media will play a role, but they know what is the truth, because if you don't have electricity, you have it now. Somebody say no electricity, that's their business. But you have it, right?
True.
And that's what we want to do. You can live in a country. How long a life do you have? You born, you up to about 24, you're going to school, trying to acquire education. Sometimes in these kind of countries, it takes you about 4, 5, 6 years to find a job. So you go to 30. By the time you reach 50, all the little sicknesses start coming. You got bills to pay, you got family to take care of. How long a life do you wait?
True.
Where you can't find job, no opportunity. Foreigners come and tell you where to live. You say you own a country with all the best cars, all the best houses. What is a country? That's why we all are here to change. And we're happy for people who begin to see that. For me, there's nobody, not even when I was not in politics, is my enemy. My only enemy is people who don't love their country. And for people who make decisions, some friend of ours who make decisions like, it's not for the youth. When the elections were won the first time, I didn't feel bad. Because if people didn't know, if they didn't know, they were going to forever be saying that it's better out there. But when you know it now, then you still support it. Then that's your problem.
Exactly. That is true.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah. You saw it. I always say life is different from school. In school, you learn lessons, you take tests. But in life, sometimes you take that before you learn the lesson. Are you all going to forever be spectators in your country? If that's the decision you want, it's up to you. But we say no. This country was made for Liberians. You might go somewhere else to go get education or something. You see the number of Liberians now who are trying to come back.
True.
But some people want to wait for you to create the opportunities here. But we are saying, let's be part of it. Let's be part of creating opportunity. Our young people, for them to take the pride that you have is to see your own people involved in doing things, not the people doing it for you. So for me, it is an opportunity to get to know you people, to my parents who've known, but to let you know that this government is open. We want to make sure we are not perfect, that we do things that will elevate our country, give you, you might go somewhere to show your passport, but you have a home to come to. True. With pride. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want for you to go to Rehab. And I don't mind being part of your organization because it is stand for truth, for the protection of this country, a country that will provide opportunity. That's what I am for.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I am about. That's what I'm for. And so I don't think you should feel embarrassed to me. The other day, the Minister of Justice told me that there were 18 people from what the party name that they were coming on board or movie. Yeah.
Oh, movie. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know whether they have met, but it's not necessarily coming. You can be in opposition and be a positive person in opposition. True. Know the truth, know what is happening. When good things happen, that's why we thank people who go around to say, yes, you might be saying this, but this is here. And I've told everybody, don't lie about me. What people don't see, we leave it. But we're going to make sure that we work not in opposition, but to give every young person a chance, every woman. I'm telling you, and I'm saying this for the truth. The Minister of Foreign Affairs told me that I say the women you appointed as superintendent are doing much, much better. But even in government, they're doing well, bring a lot to the table. So I want to thank you people. I want for you to know that we are here as Liberians. Don't not defined as political parties to bring division. For me, is to make sure that we can create opportunities for you so that you can have a country that you can be proud of. That's all I'm here.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to thank you all for coming on this day. We're leaving for Bombay today. Sometimes I think I'm running away from the Maria crowd, but it looks like we're there. But we're like, we don't want to make our country. Even I went to Dubai last time, we're going to realistically open a football academy in this country.
Thank you.
And I want to do that in Bonn. I already got a commitment.
Wow.
We want to make sure that all the time, we can't even go to the World Cup. All the small countries. The smallest country the other day.
Cape Verde.
Yeah.
Cape
Verde. Some they're Dutch. Colony.
Okay.
Population of 150,000. They're going to.
Yeah, they qualify.
Curious, I think. Curious and.
No, they.
Curiosity and the other one. We want people to be happy in this country.
Exactly.
Want people,
to be able to drive around to see other part of the country. Not just crossing Monrovia here. We build a 2 hours we're going to. We can. Most people will leave here, go see part of their country. That's right. And that's what all of us should be striving for.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to thank you. One of the things you hear in Liberia, somebody who's supposed to be a friend, I went somewhere, 5 people were saying something bad about you. Oh my God, I wanted to hear most of myself. If 5 people were saying bad, you had your voice. That's what happened. And that's what this country should be about. Liberians should be able to interact.
True.
We've been the friendliest country around here. But where are we? Every resource of ours, it cannot be like that. So I just want to assure you that this government, our intention is to make sure that it set the agenda for a new Liberia that you people will have as your country, that women or men will move shoulder to shoulder to build their country. And it won't take long to do that if we will commit ourselves to do so. So I want to thank you for the decision.
Thank you, sir.
I've been following your story. I mean, but coming in, you don't have to physically come there. In this government, we want to give everybody a chance.
Thank you, sir.
I don't believe in. I think maybe I wanted to fight. I would fight in opposition. I believe in people who are competent, who are honest, who can contribute to the country in honesty. That's all it takes.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm happy that you're here today, and I thank you. And I want to assure you that this is what we want to make of this country. And with your cooperation, your support, I give you the next few years, Liberia will be a different country. For better. We have commitment, I think by the 13th, the group coming here, there will be shipbuilding. A lot of things are going to happen here that you never thought about before. The Turkish oil land should be coming shortly. Open opportunities for young people. Open opportunity for employment. That's what bothers me. Most of the young people are idle. And the Bible says the idle mind is the devil workshop.
True.
And the people don't have anything to do, they look, so we want to create jobs, and we are on the verge of doing that.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much for this visit, and thank to you. I just want to assure you that this is where this country is going to be led. And it takes everybody's cooperation to do it.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I want to say thanks, and we appreciate you the whole lot for receiving the group.
And by the way, I wanted to show you this. This is the unfinished housing bank. I don't know the housing bank.
Yeah.
The people who come in, they will make it this way.
Wow.
This is why and they will soon be here. They'll be here on the 13th. We got to change things for the better.
Yeah. All that information we'll get it.
Pass it around.
We'll get it.
Okay, Mr. President, so yeah, you will present it, and then we'll have
the card around too.
we ask the permission of the Chief of Protocol. When you do the presentation, we'll have photos, and then we'll have 101 photos each. Mr. President, yes.
You want to open one? Yes, please.
I want to thank you first for accepting to be part of this movement. And as the newest centrist, we want to present this souvenir to you. And we hope that you can wear it. As you've mentioned in your words, that it stands for truth and the protection of this country and opportunities. So we hope that you can wear it and know that you're part of us.
Yeah, so let's just open the right. Symbolic level. Thank you, Mr. President. Wow. So we have mobilized one of the big members we have currently.
Thank you, sir.
At the head of mobilization, I would like to welcome you, Mr. President, on the team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, the photo.
So doing it one by one.
Yeah, to the group first.
Do a group one, right?
So there you have it. Good morning again. The centrism movement, political centrism movement, have presented their T-shirt to His Excellency, and His Excellency has officially joined the team. Centrism movement officially joined the team.
Are you okay? We'll move from here. Hang on, capture everybody. You okay? Yeah. Good? Jackie, you getting it?
You got it? You got a position.
Are we okay? Getting it?
Lucky, where are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Handshake with.
No, let everybody move. One by one.
And so there's a photo session present ongoing. His Excellency the President went down to individual pictures with the centrism movement. However, as we are here, His Excellency has officially announced plans to change
photo shoot, as you can see. So right after the photo shoot, we can see everything come down.
Because it was like
Go closer. Historic
Sit down.
There you have it. So this concludes the photo session with His Excellency, the President, and we will endeavor to speak with a few members of the centrism movement and with the centrism movement. Can you? So, what we just witnessed was the political centrism movement. They are pledging their support to His Excellency right in here a few minutes ago, and His Excellency the President wore, symbolically was presented a T-shirt which signifies that he is now a member of the centrism movement, and the notion, or the function behind the centrism movement, what they're meant for is to, so like from the word itself, center, from the word center, and they're in the middle. So they're not really politicians, they're not for a particular political party, because diverse political party members are in there. From my understanding, we have seditions, we have other political party members, and we also have people who've never actually joined a political party before, and so they all converge today to let His Excellency know we are here and our work is to support the government's agenda. When the government does good, we say it. When the government does something that good, we'll let them know. But our work is not to speak ill of our government, not to speak ill of our country. Our work is to speak good of what the president and the country is doing. So, headed by Councillor Kano Bagbala and the other members there of the centrism movement, they've just presented a cap, a T-shirt to His Excellency as a symbolically signifying his membership of the centrism movement. And so we are hoping to speak to Councillor Kano Bagbala a few minutes from now when he's done with whatever he's doing, but as a way of informing you of what has just transpired in here a few minutes ago, the centrism movement just presented the support and pledged the support to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia. And so that's what has been happening. So thank you again for following and so that's why we're here. So again, another important thing His Excellency spoke about several other issues relative to the work he's been doing, and one thing that caught everyone's mind first was that Turkish Airlines will be returning to the country very soon. That's a great development. It creates jobs, it creates opportunities for Liberians and for the youth to have job and have something to do. The next he spoke about was the bank on Broad Street, actually on Aspen Street, I believe, and that bank is going to be transformed to a modern bank. You just saw that he showed an image of the bank and how it will look like after it is done. And so these are some of the issues that His Excellency was just speaking about that he will present. He presented and showed the centrism movement. However, especially those that spoke about what they intend to do, how they intend to support His Excellency. So we have Councillor Bagbala will be coming out soon to speak to speak with us regarding what his movement is doing and what they came here to do and what other future plans they have and what they're going to be doing henceforth. We also understood that they're going to be moving to schools, university, high schools, to disabuse the minds of young Liberians about what what it means to not just be one way or to not just be political but also be apolitical, where you will just not only just speak about Liberia or speak about the ills in the country, but also speak about the good that is happening, speak about the development that is ongoing, speak about the transformation that is ongoing under His Excellency President Joseph Boakai and his government, but also erect the necessary checkpoints when issues are happening fall far below the belt or far below the presidency's expectation or the government's expectations. So these are some of the things that were said in there. Councillor Bala will be coming up very soon.
Make me better. Make me better.
So
Big T. Salam alaikum.
again, so if you're following, my name is Vani S. Kamara, and I'm here bringing you live activities from the banquet hall here at the Rehab office of His Excellency President Joseph Boakai, and we've just witnessed the pledging of support to the presidency. The centrism movement just pledged support to supporting His Excellency and supporting the government's agenda and the work that the government does. So we are expecting Councillor Bala to come here and get some questions from newsmen. And that's why we are waiting. So any moment from now, we'll have the council himself right out here to Okay, so we have here Councillor Bala and the centrism movement. He will be taking questions from the team. So we are going to speak to the councillor.
Yes. No, marriage. Anybody can. Okay. How they engage you? Yeah, I know that. So we'd like to say thank you for
to the 4th Estate for being here today. You are aware that we're in the Liberia Political Centrism movement. Today is one of our biggest moments in our lives. Like we said today, this is for all of us. This moment is for Liberia. This moment is about molding the mindset of Liberians believing in themselves. Liberia can be a better place for all of us. Today, as the head of mobilization, I'm so excited that we have one of the biggest members who's joining us today, who is the President of Liberia, and also to our chair, all members who turned for this occasion. So I will lead this conversation with Kanyo. You can then pick up from here.
Well, I think I would defer to our head of communications, Madam Margaret Lexing, to take it from there. Both, yeah.
No, you go one and he's going to go. Okay, we want to thank the President for this meeting. We want to thank him also for accepting the invitation to join this movement. And it's only someone who is patriotic who will join this movement. It is not of any political party. We are preaching oneness. We are preaching balance. We are preaching unity. So with him joining us and anyone out there who wishes to join this movement, come on board. Let's have another approach to look at politics. We do not have to bring each other down. We do not have to say I did not support you or my party did not win. We have to put this country first. We have to look at how we can move this country forward. There is nowhere like home, and this is all that we have. Thank you.
So what's it now? We followed your launch recently, and now you've met the president. What's next?
We're going to keep up with our positive feedback. We're going to say things as it should be, which in words of the president, the truth. You heard him say, when you say things bad about this country, things that are untrue, you are bringing your country down. When you talk about how you do not have jobs, you are telling others out there that do not come to this lane because it is bad. If it's not bad, do not say it's bad. So that's what's next.
My name is Godfrey Badu Kwanzaa. I write for Repost 231 online newspaper. You launched your campaign, you met the president, and then you have a mobilization team. Are you going out in the field next to get more fish?
Yes, we are decentralizing our mobilization in all of the counties and also all of Liberia. Currently, as we speak, we have the diaspora team as well. So this is now limited to Liberia, and we want everyone on board, even the 4 estates, all of you. The way we think for Liberia is how Liberia will get better for all of us.
Yeah, I would like to add to that. One of the beautiful things about this movement is you hear about us, you weigh it, and you yourself decide how to join us. So we have, the big group with everyone who, are, members of this movement. You join that group by a link. So it's not like I'm adding people from in my contacts. So you sit and decide, is it time that I get on board? Is it time that I push this, country forward? So you yourself will decide. We're not going out there going for members, and whatnot.
So
now, that's how we are getting.
How the procedure to join the movement?
So, as my colleagues have said, we're quite an open organization. It's not restricted to any special kind of person or from any class or any political party, so to speak. The centrism movement is open to all Liberians. We have a Facebook page which is part of our primary means of communication. All official communications are put on our page. So sometimes I may share it on my page, they also may share it, but for you to consider it as officially from the movement, it has to be on our page. And what that means in terms of mobilization is that if you just write to that page, somebody is there We have an IT personnel who's there receiving responses and responding to people how you can be onboarded. We also have a website where there's a section there for membership. We normally send that out when people reach out to the page, and you can easily fill in those details and we receive it electronically. So that's the process of onboarding. But just to wrap up, because it's been quite a long morning, and we thank you for your patience and for providing the coverage that you've provided and giving us the opportunity to get this message out there. We want to close by thanking the president for agreeing to see us. He's a very busy man running the country, but he could carve out a few hours in the schedule to sit with us, ordinary citizens, so we thank him. We also like to thank him for officially joining the movement. We think that's a big boost coming from the president for him to say that this country, this government is not just about political party, it's about every one of us and creating opportunities for every Liberian. I think that's so powerful and strong, and we appreciate that. Now the work has just begun. Next year is going to be quite intense and explosive from the movement. We're going all out in terms of programs. So it's not just political messaging, but how do we impact people at the grassroots? We're doing like self-help, community scholarship, different types of trainings, reaching out to women and girls, giving back to the community through our own little resources. So it's not only about the sound bites and all of these speeches, but how do you get back to the community to impact people? That's where we go. So on that note again, I'd like to thank all of you for the time, and also to thank the team members that are here that made this day possible as we move forward. Thank you very much, and thank you. Hopefully we get to speak and talk with you. Thank you.
So that was the voice of Councillor Kanyo Bagbala, the centrism movement leader, who responded and took questions from newsmen here at the Rehab. Yes, sir. And so thank you again for following. You have been following us on the Executive Mansion page. My colleagues and I have brought you activities here from the Rehab Office of His Excellency the President Joseph Nyuma Boakai and the centrism movement. Keep following, keep sharing. Today was a good day, and we hope tomorrow becomes a better one. Keep following. Stay back.